Question 48. You used to be hated by the media. Do you feel vindicated by the high level of respect and credibility given to you these days compared to what was said about you in the past? I don't see it that way. I really, really don't. I understand completely why people would think that I felt vindicated. That I felt as if I'd won some kind of victory, as things have turned out. But I just don't think of it that way. I genuinely think that a lot of the problems I had with the press in the early days were of my own making. I think if I'd have been more mature, just a more sensible person, then I would have handled things quite differently then. If I'd have been older, I probably would have handled things very differently. And I think I was, in some respects, I was the instrument of my own downfall because I just reacted in a juvenile way to many things. And I do think some of what was said was unnecessarily harsh. Some of it was very venomous, and an awful lot of it was just intended to be career damaging. And I guess that's inexcusable. But nonetheless, I still take an awful lot of the blame for the way that people were about me. And I think that quite often when people said that they thought those songs were rubbish, they meant it. It was a relatively new kind of music at the time, and I guess it took the press, that in the same way as it took many other people, a year or two or 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 or more to understand it. To understand it the same way as the fans understood it already, and to appreciate it for what it was. I know an awful lot of people that just thought it just wasn't real music. It was computer-generated nonsense, and they didn't understand what it took to make it, and they didn't understand the pleasure that people were getting from it, and so there was a reaction against it. And I was the biggest act at the time, and so I took the full brunt of that reaction to it, I think. And so the fact that it's now been reevaluated, now I have this credibility and respect that I didn't have before, it doesn't make me feel vindicated. It just makes you feel lucky that I'm still around to enjoy it.